Kevin, just what did you see from Reed down the stretch, and how important was his play, not only offensively, but some of those defensive plays he had as well?
Yeah, I mean, I told him and Jabari when we go in the locker room, when them two play like that, 15 for 30 from the field, 38 points, 6 threes, like just doing everything, getting steals. Jabari locking up on defense, Reed getting steals, getting us back into the game. And they turned us into another team, when they play that aggressively and knock down shots. And 12, 13, 13, 14, 17 shot attempts. Like, that's a good mixture right there against a team who's been playing great ball this year. Got one of the best players in the league on their team. But I thought we did a great job on them all night.
What did you like about just kind of the scrappy way that you guys won, shorthanded, having to grind it out there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, we trying to make no excuses for anything. And no matter who's on the floor, we got to go out there and play our game. First half, Champagne got him going for him, That was the difference in the game. I think we were pretty much even everywhere else but the three-point line. So we knew that if we stuck with it, we closed up, we cut some of his water off, then we'll have a chance to win a basketball game, and that's what happened in the fourth.
Kevin, could you tell us about y'all's defensive effort against Wemby and how y'all were able to limit him the way y'all were today?
Yeah, I mean, he's still working on his jump shot. He's still, you could tell he's trying to figure his jump shot out. We made him shoot tough fadeaways over us all night. He hit a couple early on, but for the most part, we made him shoot over us. He's more dangerous when he gets layups and dunks and plays around the rim. That's more his game, I think, than floating around the perimeter, shooting threes and jump shots. When they go in, it looks amazing, but when we get a hand up on it with some bad misses, we was able to get out and run. But his length in the paint is a problem. When he gets high, it's tough to stop him, but I think we did a solid job of just putting him in foul trouble a little bit too, but getting our hands up on some of his jump shots.
Kevin, there were a few groups that had Dorian, Tari, and the men out there on the floor. Obviously, because of the injuries, hasn't had that much time together. But how impactful can that small ball group be, even though you guys have been, designed to play big?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge for us if you could play multiple different lineups. You see all the great teams. You see San Antonio tonight. They went double big, then they went small, then they went 3 guards, 4 guards, So being able to be a versatile unit, having 3 or 4 different lineups you can throw out there and feel comfortable with, I think that's what every coach is trying to build throughout the season. And, it's good when you got long athletic guys that can fill in multiple positions. But we still fine-tuning, all of our lineups.
Yeah, you kind of talked all year about how teams are throwing extreme defenses at you late in games, kind of to force you away from the ball.
Yeah.
Tonight they were kind of like hugging you at half court to stop you. What did you think you were able to do to kind of, not you, but just the team in general, to execute better in those situations to get better shots?
I felt like we executed all night. We were 51% from the field, 37 from the 3. We had 29 assists, 14 turnovers, but it's a little, I'll take 10, but 14 was pretty solid. I thought we found good looks all night, man, to be honest. And I think, when a team is just going to try to pressure me so much and help so much and everybody else got it going, And I can kind of play in the shadows a little bit when Reed got the ball in his hands. Amen. When Barry bringing it up sometimes, I can float around in the corner and disrupt the defense from that angle as well, So guys came in and were aggressive, man. That's what we're going to need going forward.
Saw you were one of the guys kind of looking at the rim funny when there was that delay. What did you see and what was going on out there?
It was crooked a little. I blame Stephon Castle though, man. Like I told him and Sohan that you too old. You guys are professionals. And that's some shit we did in middle school, hanging on the rim all before the game start. But I was glad they was able to get it fixed. Feels like every other game we got something going on in our arena, but. We was able to push through and finish the game off.
Reed's minutes have been a little inconsistent at times. How do you see his confidence changing or not because of those changing minutes?
I don't see his confidence changing at all. I mean, Reed is an even-keeled individual. I just think he never gets too high, too low. He wants to play well, don't get me wrong, but he understands the journey and understands that development takes a while and that it's going to be games where, like tonight, we come out here and, he controlled the game the whole second half, whole fourth quarter. And there's going to be other games where he struggled. That's just a part of the journey. And I think the best thing about Reed is that I know for a fact, no matter what, he's going to get up tomorrow and come to the gym and work on his game. and that's all you can really ask for.
You guys aren't a high volume 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
How important does that make someone like Reed, who is someone who can take 10 attempts from deep tonight?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be open up there when you move, shoot the ball. That's simple. Shoot it with confidence. Shoot it quick. Feel confident in it. And I feel like Barry could take more. I could take more. Tari could take more threes. Dorian gonna start knocking them down. I also feel like Alpi could take more threes. I just feel like we all could be better in the 3-point area, shooting the ball. But Reed, that's what's, it feels like that's what his role is starting to turn into. A guy that can handle that, can come off and shoot threes, that can get us going. It's a spark plug for us. So, it's about time. I'm gonna start expecting nights like this from him. It's not gonna be, I want to get to a point where we don't get excited about nights like this from him. You know what I'm saying? And because I feel like this could be consistent. And I'm not saying average 21 points, don't get me wrong, but just the level of pace that he played with, coming off the screens, getting steals, getting shots up, 17 shots, no turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like his process was good. And I don't know if it's going to always end up with 21 and 4 made threes, but you never know what can happen from that.
Talk about what a game like this says about where you guys are and what it means for the team.
It says a lot. I mean, we've been struggling. We don't want to beat around the bush. We've been struggling, and it's hard. And we've been struggling against top teams in the league. But to come out here and beat a team that's expected to be there at the end of the season, that's going to be a championship contending team, especially when we've been struggling a little bit. It was one of those wins, man. It's one of those wins. Obviously, you don't want to get too excited in a regular season, but we don't want to undercut what we're doing in the regular season either, just because we're thinking about, 2 or 3 months down the line. We want to celebrate little stuff like this. So I love, like I said, the mixture and shot attempts from all of us, the amount of assists that we had, holding them to 39% shooting from the field. You know what I'm saying? How many offensive rebounds they had? 14. Yeah, they killed us on the board. But for the most part, they were in the game. I think they were winning the game because they were making threes over us, tough ones too. So everything else, I pretty much feel like we had a great game.
You talked about how guarding Wemby was a collective effort, and there were times in the fourth where you got out there and switched out on him. I'm sure you remember when you came in the league and you had legends guard you, late in games and taking on that challenge. What's it like for you now being on the other side of it? I know it's nothing new; it's part of the NBA, but ushering kind of in the newer stars as the veteran starting the league.
Yeah, you take pride in it, just like those guys took pride in guarding me back when I was a young player. They don't want to be embarrassed by younger players, and Wemby can definitely embarrass you, you know what I'm saying, even if you play great defense, but just trying to play hard, man, just trying to help win the game. I don't want to make it about me versus young dudes every time I guard somebody or every time I play against a young player. I don't want it to always be about my historical mark in the league versus this new up-and-coming guy. Like, the storyline is cute, but, like, it's just about winning the basketball game. If it's Wemby or Harrison Barnes or Luke Cornett, I feel like I play the same type of defense with the same type of energy just because I'm trying to win a game.